Hey everyone, Julian here today. I'm going to be showing you how to make a full hard industrial techno track from scratch. We're going to be talking about the whole arrangement, every single element, and how to make it work as a full track. As usual, you can get this full project file, samples, MIDI presets. It's literally a full 7-minute song structure at the top of the description. The whole template is available, everything you need to make your own track and really make something high quality and get where you've been trying to get. This is a really great way to support me, but it's not just about supporting me. You know, it really is about supporting you guys, giving you high quality resources that you can access that are affordable. Link is at the top of the description. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Definitely grab that. You'll make your best track of your life today. And let's dive in. Alright, so we're at 150 BPM, you know, a bit faster, but I've been finding lately that is kind of the groove for this style of stuff, so you get that nice like that, right? And the first thing we got going up here is the kick. You know, whenever you make a kick, or whenever you make a track, you always want to start with the kick. Like, it doesn't matter, like, what type of track you're making. I always start with the kick, and then the bass line. So we have... So our kick is this. What's happening is, you can see, it's just this kick of mine from my hard techno drum library. I added a little overdrive on top. You can see it's only at 9%, so you're not getting that much of it, but it's just kind of adding a little click. Then we have the rumble, which is coming from this rumble that I made a while ago. I'm just converting it to mono and then side chaining it to this little side chain here. And then we also have this too, which is like taking that same rumble and just kind of creating a little bit more motion with it. You can see it's got this 16th note LFO on this filter here, plus a volume 16th note thing as well. So you get like a nice over top of that. On the group, there's just a low end cut, right? Cutting out that stuff that you really wouldn't hear, and when you cut it, it really helps the groove as well. Plus, this also has some automation. You can see, you know, making it disappear in that break while this high pass filter is going up. And that's it for the kick. Then we have this sort of industrial groove. So if I play this with the kick, this is all of those like powerful industrial sounds that are going to kind of fill out the background of the track, right? So what's happening here is it starts with these like operator stabs. Right? It's like these distorted, detuned FM things happening here with just sine waves and square waves, which create this like, you know, super metallic kind of overtone. This one's similar. This has like a high pass filter with an envelope on it. And then just distorting those and adding some reverb and stuff, right? So we've got those, and then we're backing them up with these toms, which are playing the same thing, but they're obviously like a bit more just crunchy and fat. Those are also being distorted. And then this gives you a lot to work with in the arrangement, right? Because you can see, like in the intro here, we're starting with just the toms. Right, and then you can have that groove going, and then when those metallic hits come over it later, it's like established, right? So we got that. Underneath that in here, we have a few more things. We have this little effects. Just like a little sample that just kind of stabs in there. Bit of delay and just side chaining and then a high pass. We have this tom here, which is basically playing this, right? And then we're putting delay on it. There's a high pass and then some drive on that filter. There's a low pass as well with this like half note opening up. A little bit of reverb, some amp, a high pass at the end to keep it just like only in one range. And then we're actually boosting that at the end too. Then we have this last little layer in there. So what this is it's a drum rack. It's one of these from the Ableton, actually like core library, I'm pretty sure. And I've just taken it, I've taken a few hits from there. Right? And then we have a high pass filter, a little bit of a low pass with like a tiny LFO, just opening it like that. A bunch of distortion from this amp here. Another low pass, just cutting out some of the high end. A high pass at the end to make sure there's nothing. getting in the way, and then we're just side chaining it. And yeah, and then on that industrial group, we just have a high pass, a compressor side chaining it, and this low pass, which is just to bring it in and out, right? That's a great way to give it like a nice fluid arrangement and keep this moving the whole time. So then we have the percussion. Now you can hear in this type of track, you're really gonna have the kick and that like industrial groove. That's where most of that mid-range percussion is. This is really just like the highs, right? Like we got, a nice punchy hi-hat layered with that and that. Just really full sounding because it's 3. We have a ride with a bit of chorus and side chaining. This hi-hat in the middle. And then another one of those like drum racks creating some percussion with delay and distortion. We have a bit of a shaker. And then these kind of like stabs down here, which are just made with, again, these drum racks, and then just distorting them and using some delay before the distortion and playing with the filter. And you can get a lot of cool little percussive hits with that, right? So we got that. And then we have the main synth. Now, this is a really simple melody. When you're making these faster tracks, you really want to keep it very simple. So we would be in the key of actually D sharp minor here, but we're kind of using, so what we're doing is it's like D sharp minor, and then we're using the 4th, the minor 3rd, 9th. But it's really not that. It's kind of like this just very dark, evil scale, right? Where it's like... But the real thing about this is the rhythm. Like, when you start getting up to like 150 BPM like this, it's about keeping the rhythm really simple so it can just groove with that. Like, if you try to do too much syncopation with these faster tempos, it's not going to work. You really just want like 1/8 notes and quarter notes like this. And like more of a catchy like rhythm, right? So then for the sound, it's made with 3 layers actually. You wouldn't think, but it needs 3 layers. So we got this first one is this sine wave and wavetable with a bunch of phase sync unison. The second layer is a sine wave with a bunch of noise unison with the same envelope. And then this one is just a steady sine wave with no unison and a little filter envelope. So you get like one very full sound underneath those other 2. And then we're putting everything at once into a bit of overdrive. Here's without that. That's the distortion you hear. There's a reverb, which then also has some automation to make this disappear at the end. We're side chaining this a bit. Right, you can hear that. High passing, and then there's a low pass filter to just make it come in slowly and build up. And there we go. Then we have these 2 little stabs, this operator one and this audio stab. Right, you can see it's just a bit of call and response. That's really important for a track like this, is being able to have those. And then also, then you can go to this part over here and just get rid of the second one and kind of keep your arrangement moving. Right, so this first one here is made with operator. So it's just a bit of automation. What it is, it's a sine wave with FM from another sine wave and then another sine wave at the end. They're all at different octaves, so that's how you get that like robotic kind of sound. The MIDI looks like this, so it's like this da-da-da-da-da with like very short staccato notes, like that. And then what we're doing is we're automating the oscillator beam level and a high pass filter at the same time with like a high resonance. If we turn the resonance down, see, you need that to really get the like juiciness to it. This is like a very psytrance-esque sound actually, and that's going through a bit of delay, some overdrive after the delay, which really helps to bring out the delay and also just bring out the synth. We have a low pass, which is just slowly bringing this in and out, and then a high pass filter. And then on the stab, it's pretty similar. You know, it's just the stab sample. I actually warped it to get like a nice long like brrr, like that. Bit of reverb, high pass, sidechain, and then I'm pretty sure the same low pass automation pretty much. Right? And then the last thing that we have down here is really just all this effects. You see we got like some building stuff. You know, just a bit of like little sweeps to kind of fill it in. There's a little stab down here too. But it's just all the little background stuff that's going to keep the track moving. Like, you have your main elements, and then you have this stuff. And where this fits in is just, again, like, you know, like this thing. Like, without that, you know, you need something there. And that's what all these effects do. We have a rave loop at the beginning, too. We're just filtering in. Just to make the intro a little bit unique. But yeah, you know, you really don't need that much effects in these kinds of tracks. As you can see, the arrangement's really happening through all that automation that we have on the different instruments and the low pass filters and the reverb and stuff like that. This is just like, you know, to kind of keep things moving, or like places like here where you might need something. You know, it's really not going to be that much effects in these tracks. These tracks are about keeping it simple and keeping it moving with what you already have in the track. And yeah, so that's me for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get this full project file, samples, MIDI, presets. The entire template is available at the top of the description. I'm telling you guys, if you've been struggling or you just want some new inspiration, this is a really great template for the style. I have studied this stuff a lot. I put a lot of time into understanding how it works. And now you can benefit from that and make the best music of your life today. All you got to do, click the link at the top of the description, grab this template. It's a really great deal, and it'll take your tracks to the next level. I promise this is the best thing you can do right this moment to make the best music of your life and really improve and feel that improvement. So yeah, link is at the top of the description. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Enjoy, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video.